In today's video, we're once again taking a look at something related to the trading bot. Now we're going to move a bit away from Ethereum. I want to show you a few other coins and how they've performed. Some of them might surprise you, but I want to explicitly warn you against using overly volatile altcoins. If you say you're looking at this as a mega investment for the long term, then that's absolutely fantastic. But not every investment can really be advantageous here, and I'll show you a few examples because you never know what can happen with various altcoins. Otherwise, the trading bots are currently all doing great in terms of profit. The Ethereum pump has of course brought in quite a bit as well, but it actually brought in less than if we had, because Ethereum currently actually, where do we have that? It had an incredible pump, and we only took small positions along the way. Because phases like this one here would actually bring in a lot more profit if we bought more during downward phases and took profits rather than just riding an upward move. Despite all that, amazing performance. You can't say otherwise. It's really, really good. Let's take a look now, because the question was, for example, about Bitcoin, and I want to show you something, share something with you about how you should proceed when you backtest other coins with the indicator. Because the point is, in order to at least somewhat guarantee consistent performance, you really have to calculate for worst case scenarios. That means, for example, we want a bear market. So here, for example, I included a bear market scenario from the beginning of November. I think it was the end of October, beginning of November. Up until there was a small recovery here, where you could say you could take the take profit into account. And accordingly, I then went to Bitcoin. Entered that in, the entire bear market level here. And you can see that throughout the whole bear market, it actually only made 7.85%. We'll compare this with other coins, so you can see that Bitcoin didn't perform that well in this case. But you can, and I also mentioned this in the tutorial video, in the live video. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. In this case, you can, if I now say Bitcoin has actually dropped significantly. And I have an open bot here that's somehow waiting for a recovery. In the meantime, if we've had a good dump here, I simply start another bot here, and that one will then bring me real profits. That would be the first thing. But we have a lot of other coins. And above all, I would rather go for the top 10 coins. Because then you also have the chance to work with more stable coins. Just pick the safe ones. I'll show an example with Rune. For example, we have Cardano. Cardano, for instance, from August 31, 2021, when the bear market for Cardano started, until things picked up again, until the bull market basically began. Where do we have Cardano? I've looked it up for you here. Here it was. Cardano was here in the bear market. If you look in here, actually up to this point, what is this here? Up until around February 24, it experienced an incredible price drop, at times as much as 91%. Man, that's actually unbelievable when you look at it like that. But take a look at what Cardano did during this period. While there was a 91% price drop, and I entered everything here exactly as it was in the chart. The worst case scenarios, pull those up, do this in a deep backtest. You can see it still managed to achieve 36.47% despite everything. Why was it able to do that? Why were the drawdowns also correspondingly low, I'd like to say. Low is relative. If you look in here, you can see that with Cardano, when it has a downward movement and then a recovery, the recovery is usually very strong. For example, here we have a 30%, 36% drop followed by a recovery, and then take profits were triggered again. If we look at the next week again, we see a 26% drop and then another recovery. Incredibly strong. And that's basically what Cardano has been doing the whole time here, so that take profit positions could be triggered continuously, because the price movements are very significant. Now let's take a look at all of this with XLP. Let's look at XLP throughout the entire bear market. I've also analyzed XLP in detail. Where was the biggest bear market? Where was there really a price drop that just wouldn't end? That was the case here. And if you look at how long it took to recover, XLP stayed down for a very long time. And it actually experienced an 80% drop at one point before it finally came back up. But the bear market actually started in 2021 in April. And you can see I started in March just before that. So at the end of March. And you can see despite everything, it still made 20%. You have to remember, and this is very, very important, with altcoins, when I go into XLP, here it's now 0.8%. Would I leave it at this 0.8%? No, I wouldn't. I would at least go for 1, maybe even 1.1. Let's compare that now. I'll let the 1.1% run for now. Because of course, for a coin that can drop so far, I don't just want to have 30% that the coin can fall, but for me, it would be ideal if it could drop 50%, 60%, Meg, where I can say, hey, I have an accumulation zone, like in this case, that stretches much, much further down, and I can take advantage of a recovery much better as a result. That's really a recommendation if you're planning to do this with altcoins that are very, very volatile. Let's take a look at Solana. Solana, okay, you can see here when I include the altcoin section and Solana is in there. So let's go into that now, and you should see all of this transparently as well. I checked Solana from this price range where it was so overheated down to here. I've now included that. Up until the beginning of December, if I'm not mistaken, where was it? Actually, up until December 1st, as you can see here, it still dropped by 41% simply because it's an extremely volatile altcoin. And that's a risk you have to be aware of, and it's also not what I want. Sure, what did I say? Of course, the further down we go, we can open new bots down there. That will make profits in the meantime. But when we have such a hype, and for me, Solana is now overheated, Solana has simply made 90% profit here, yes. And just as Ethereum was already up 50%, for me, it's now also time to slowly start closing at least the leveraged Ethereum positions where I have a 4x leverage. But the spot positions are still fine for me because Ethereum is currently in a breakout. We have broken through some very, very important key levels to the upside. And for me, everything still looks good. A big surprise, though, is Dogecoin. Guys, Dogecoin managed to gain 97% throughout the entire bear market from 2022 to 2024. If we take a look at it, Dogecoin, where do I have it here? I've marked it here. That means, in fact, from here to here, where it later took profits again, it made 97%, while Doge, in the meantime, had 90% profit. So it really didn't even care that it was a bear market. It just made profits even when things were going down. But why is that? You can see these really strong candles here. These are truly powerful candles that move sharply up and down. If we take a closer look, for example, it started here, and then at one point went up 40%, and then there was a recovery. Then we had the next candle, which dropped by 132%, and then recovered again, and he came back to about this price level here, hitting all the take profits. Then it went down a bit again, down again, and once more hit all the targets, right? And that's exactly what's ideal with highly volatile coins. If you can use it like that, would I do that? Absolutely not. I just wanted to show you what possibilities exist. With Dogecoin, we currently have 0.8% here. I would never do that. Dogecoin is so volatile, maybe 1.3, 1.5% with 50 buyback orders. Let's also see here what comes in. What did I change earlier? Were we here at XRP when I changed that? Exactly with 1.1%. You can see it has now made 13% and has just brought in 13%. And it's important that you understand an overheated market, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. Why and when would I close? At least with spot, right? If we actually reach new all-time highs now, I would try to gradually close out a bit, maybe open smaller positions or wait for a recovery. The best example right now is Ethereum. For me, Ethereum is still just very, very bullish at the moment. But even here, some recoveries are now possible. We have a few key levels. For example, this is one right here. We also had this here in the past. In this area, we had a rejection exactly in this zone, where this supply zone was before we broke downwards. So rejection is completely normal. But now we have several support zones down below waiting for us. This is one of them. We also have this white support zone that I've drawn here. Yes, in this case. So everything is still fine for me here. If we actually enter a bearish trend, I would then wait until we get a small reversal here and simply see how things develop from there. That means I'm watching this, but as I said, Ethereum just has this entire price range. When the price drops, just take a look at this, and I've had this open the whole time. After dropping 25%, it has always recovered, and we keep returning to the same price zone. If there's a lot of shorting here now, let's assume that yes. We have this price range here. That's where a bit of technical analysis comes in. We have this price range here. If it gets heavily shorted now, we know we're getting an incredible amount of liquidity coming in from people shorting. And at some point, this will definitely be taken back up again. We take profits, and then it just continues downward. It's rare that we get a pump and then a dump. That would be complete manipulation. But things like that do happen from time to time. Yes, we saw that in this area very briefly, but even here, Ethereum performed completely. Pump, dump, done, everything picked up again. But exactly. And how is it now with the positions? If we look now, and I'm really only talking about 4x leverage, long positions. There I have a liquidation, but I can avoid a liquidation because now I know, okay, we bought in 7 times. Here we have an average purchase price of 2,532. How can you calculate that? I'd also like to quickly show you that. So I see now that 2,532 is currently my entry point, and how much further down can I keep buying in? That means I can go in here and use exactly the same bot here, since I have my settings open, exactly the same bot that I created here with 50 orders before, I can say, I go to advanced settings, take my current entry price of 2,532. I don't do this with an immediate trigger, but instead I set a price trigger at 2,532, and I already have 7 orders in place. That means instead of 50 here, I set 43 orders and subtracting those 7 orders, and then I go to the order reference. What do I see in the order reference when I go in now? Then I have my average take profit on the last order that gets filled at 1,938. Sorry, at 1,660. He would keep buying up to that point. By the way, you should also note that we would now keep buying down to $1,660. That would be, if I drag this in here, around 1,660. Ethereum would have to fall to about this point for the last buy order to be triggered. But we're not there yet, not by a long shot. But how do I proceed here now? I said, okay, now I know my take profit price, and we can set the take profit price at 2,069. We know that now. That's the take profit price, and you have to be a bit careful there. We take exactly this here. We now enter 2,069. I have a line here, a GE, and I say 2,069 is my take profit price. I've now entered it here, and from there I can pull down by 1%. And when I pull it down by that 1%, I'll just need this area here for a moment. Then I know my average purchase price. Unfortunately, there's no other way to do it. I haven't found another way either. So I go down by 1%, and then I know that here, if I click up here, my average purchase price is at 2,050. And then you can just go to any exchange. I'm just going to quickly go into Phemex now. They just have a super awesome calculator on my phone. And I calculate at 2,050 with 4x leverage. Where is my liquidation price? And now I know that my liquidation price would be at $1,545. That's roughly this line that I have here, approximately. And I know that if we actually go down that far and I still have my leverage position open, in this case, I'm really only talking about the leveraged position, it could still be liquidated. Then in that price range, I can simply say increase position. I just enter. What do I have in here? $2,540, $2,094 are in there. Then I would simply add another $2,100. I don't have enough money up here right now. Click on confirm. What happens to my position then? That's important for you to know. Here is my average entry price, and here is where I add more. Then I know that my average entry price will shift roughly into this area, and my liquidation range will also move further down. I can recalculate it again, of course. By the way, every exchange has these calculators, Bybit, no matter which exchange you're on, Bitget, and so on. But this way, I can move my liquidation range further down. Only when using leverage. With spot trading, I don't care. If my spot position goes down now, that's not a problem either. I said this is how I approach it. If I have a bot that uses up everything and the price actually drops even further, then I'll simply set up a second bot that generates new profits for me down here in the meantime until my take profits are triggered. But I've never had a position open for a long time. 2 or 3 weeks was probably the longest it ever took to recover. Play around a bit with the indicator. You know it from my tutorial videos. Take a look at it. Please don't use the perfect scenarios. Use the worst case scenarios. Definitely use the worst case scenarios so you can see how it performed. And when you see how it performed, and you might even be able to find a slightly better setting, because with Solana, as you can see, it didn't work out that well. Maybe with Solana, I could even just adjust my average purchase prices and say, I'll go for 1.3%, 1.5%, you know. Maybe I need a few more orders or something similar, which I can then include to see what the performance looks like. I would use this setting even if it brings a little less profit overall. The point is to be reasonably safe, you know. A coin can completely disappear or be hit by bad news. We know about FTX and similar cases, then it's over. But the idea is that you can generate profits with a reasonable level of safety. Just very briefly to wrap things up, I mentioned Rune, and Rune is the best example of what I mean. Rune has simply experienced a price drop ever since the bad news came out, and if you look at the weekly chart, for example, you'll see that there's hardly, let me just open the bot, hardly any recovery happening right now. So it's not really bouncing back at the moment, because Rune has simply dropped 68% here due to the bad news that came out, and it hasn't recovered since. And now it's already been 10 weeks, 11 weeks, yeah, as far as I can say, and it's still not recovering. I also have the grid trading bot here, and I still have to wait until it becomes profitable again. I'll show that in the next video, but this is how you should proceed here. Like the video, leave a comment and have fun trying this out yourself with the coin analysis.